of parliament play are fully commercialized, or to a huge extent are commercialized. But away from that, the Daily Nation today,
I think that's correct.
I'll give you an opportunity to I said the feeling. I'm not saying that is a reality. The feeling among the general public is that the roles that members play have now been to a huge extent commercialized. But
it's not correct.
The intention on the Daily Nation about the fight against corruption is being questioned. What is the president's intention? Because he gains very little by antagonizing legislators who have, by and large, supporting him. And before you respond, because they say that probably is in response to some of the pressure coming from outside the country, the US, for example. The United Nations General Assembly is coming up in September, that probably even the Bretton Woods institutions are putting pressure for him to appear he's fighting corruption. Now he's accusing members of parliament of corruption, and he goes ahead a day later to form a multi-ANC task force for the same.
Now the president is leading the country on agenda of transformation, and he has made that intention very clear, and he has driven that agenda clearly for 3 years. There is a broad-based government, and there is a 10-point agenda that binds both President William Ruto and Raila Odinga.
On corruption?
And one of them is corruption. So we must know it is contained in the report. And the parliamentary group meeting, I don't sit there. I saw the presentation by the Technical Implementation Committee led by Dr. Sane, outlining the framework of implementing the MOU. And one of them is corruption. I saw Professor Makau Mutua give a presentation on compensation of those who have died in demonstrations between 2017 and 2025. Those are facts. You must know where every agenda originates from. And when the leadership of the two parties spoke, and President William Ruto elected to really attack the item on corruption and take a personal responsibility as a president of a sovereign state. Kenya is a sovereign state. It's not subject to other states outside. It's not. It's not subject to lending institutions. And the president has made it very clear that we are talking about how Singapore is doing well, how Malaysia, and how those others. But those countries have kept their systems clean. They've eliminated corruption. The president is very deliberate and honest about it. And that is why I've said Kenya must have a Damascus moment. We should not be confused when it comes to agenda of fighting corruption. We should all agree to fight corruption.
Do you, for example, agree with Bwana Rao that the president was not as vocal in as far as fighting corruption in his campaign agenda, and even for the first 3 years of his rule?
The president spoke about corruption during elections, and he said we cannot weaponize anti-corruption strategy, but rather strengthen institutions to do so and to fight corruption. He spoke about it. And according to me, the intention and spirit of the president are good, and I think we are serious as a citizenship. And I have said, let us all have a Damascus moment and reflect. If there are individuals who probably might be taking bribes in parliament in accordance with intelligence information, that intelligence information must be transcribed to evidence, and even not just evidence. Make those individuals with that information record statements with EACC, and it is time that we strengthen EACC. If the DPP cannot prosecute based on reports, then EACC should be given prosecutorial powers. It should be given more rigor, and maybe it is almost a time that we have a national conference on anti-corruption.
Maybe if I can just add something.
Yes, Bwana Rao. Let's allow Bwana Rao because of time, yes?
Let me just, if I can just add something. And I